It's time for Wisconsin Life. When Wisconsin fame artist conservationist Aldo Leopold wrote a marshland elegy in 1937, only 24 pairs of sandhill cranes lived in Wisconsin. In the essay, he wrote about the loss of the ancient species and their wetland habitat. He predicted that one day the last crane will trumpet his farewell and spiral skyward from the Great Marsh. An Appleton artist and puppeteer read this essay and was inspired to tell a different story, focusing on rejuvenation and the relationship between the trumpeting crane and its marshland community. She wrote, directed, and performed in the play called The Lonely Marsh. WPR producer Mackenzie Crummy sat in on a rehearsal.
There once was a lonely marsh. It lived within the land.
Julia Blair loved the idea of writing a play about an animated, lonely wetland.
The marsh you may not know by looking at it used to be a marsh of distinction. For the marsh you see here was once a crane marsh.
Since the 1800s, Wisconsin has lost 50% of local wetlands as industry and agriculture encroached on local marshes. Aldo Leopold wrote in his 1937 essay, Marshland Elegy, that marshes, without cranes, quote, stand humbled, adrift in history. Blair did not like that image, so she rewrote it.
It's about how our wetland ecosystems in Wisconsin are just like so precious and so cool, and it's hard for humans to interact with them because they're squishy, muddy places, but the wildlife that lives there is like incredibly special.
Blair's play, The Lonely Marsh, debuted in the summer of 2026. It tells the story of a marsh that rebounds from devastation. One character, the farmer, tends to his crops surrounding the ecosystem. He interacts with the wildlife like the frogs, muskrats, and cranes. It's not that the farmer hates the marsh. He just misunderstands it.
"I've got an excellent idea this time," exclaimed the farmer. "I will plant sunflowers. Everyone loves sunflowers. They are beautiful."
But sunflowers, like corn, prefer dry soil. They are not marsh plants. So the farmer took a bit more away from the marsh and filled it in with soil to plant his field. He eventually saw how his techniques were harming the marsh and the wildlife within it.
The farmer's not evil, he's just like misguided. He's like, no, if I do this, it'll be great for everybody, and so he's really trying to like push his ideas on the marsh, and then eventually he has to be like, oh no, I need to like work with the marsh.
Blair also felt that pull to work with the marsh when creating the play. She went to wetlands across Wisconsin to collect real sounds of cranes. She wrote and recorded music, built puppets of all sizes, creating characters with the cattails she gathered. And even though the play is titled The Lonely Marsh, as you've heard, it's not really alone.
My name is Jake Crow, and I am the narrator.
Ribbit, and we have the frog.
And the muskrat, don't forget.
And of course, the lonely marsh.
Oh, and that farmer that just moved in too.
What resonated with you with this play?
I think the fact that there is so many characters that we don't think about. The marsh becomes a character. The frog, the muskrat, they're all these different characters, and they're all connected without knowing it, which kind of makes me think that we're all connected to the marsh and to the other ecosystems that were around.
Today there are roughly 90,000 sandhill cranes in the upper Midwest, and their range is expanding. But Blair said our relationship with the wetlands, the home of the crane, is still fraught. And she hopes the audience will connect with the squishy, sometimes muddy, lonely marsh.
I just want them to like identify with wetlands in a way where they maybe haven't thought about them before, and just like look, and that's like the last line is like, if you see a puddle in a cornfield, that's not a puddle, that's a lonely marsh waiting. So it's like falling back in love with this special ecosystem.
That story was produced by Mackenzie Crummy with sound design by Tyler Ditter. The music you heard was created by Julia Blair. The next showing of The Lonely Marsh is at 11 a.m. Sunday, August 23rd at Greenbush Growing Cooperative in Plymouth. Wisconsin Life is a co-production of Wisconsin Public Radio and PBS Wisconsin in partnership with Wisconsin Humanities. Additional support comes from Lowell and Mary Peterson of Appleton.